Hi, and welcome to our tutorial on applying textures to your tubular 3D shape. This is the third tutorial of the Tubular 3D series. Texturing shapes in Tubular 3D is very similar to applying textures to any shape in VizRT. As you can see, we will use the same 2D rectangle shape with the Tubular plugin as we did in the previous tutorials. To apply the texture, we just select the image file, drag, and drop it onto the plugin container. Notice that we applied the texture to the container that has the Tubular 3D plugin and not to the 2D geometry child container. You will notice that the shape has disappeared. This is because we have not set the texture mode of the Tubular 3D plugin. Let's go ahead and do that. Click on the plugin to bring up the Tubular 3D interface, and in the Texture Property drop-down list, select Vertex Flat. There are 9 different texturing modes. In this tutorial, we will be using the Vertex Flat. Please refer to the documentation for more information on the different texturing modes. We can now control the texture as we would with any other texture in VizRT. I am just going to go into the Texture Properties, select Vertex Mapping, and play with the scaling on the texture until I achieve the desired effect on my shape in the preview window. As you can see, we now have a wireframe effect on the shape, and can adjust the gaps between the lines by changing the scaling of my texture. At any time, while using the Tubular 3D plugin, I can also go into the properties of my 2D geometry and change the values to achieve the shape I am after. Now, let's change the length of my shape by going into the Tubular 3D interface and change the tube length property. And you can see that the texture that I have applied is nicely mapped to my shape. Tubular 3D also has a render cap option that will open or close the ends of the shape. The shapes that we create using Tubular 3D are full 3D objects. By rotating the shape, we can see that our texture is visible on all faces of the object. That's all for this lesson. In the next tutorial, I will be showing examples of how to use Tubular 3D with custom geometry.